Okay, so I guess the main thing with this picture is just this big zigzag line going all the way across. I'm gonna try to get that first, and I'm gonna try to maintain this main idea through the whole thing. This is probably the most important line right here, this orange line. So it's okay to take a little bit of time and get it right. Okay, and then maybe the next most important line, what about this cross thing going across? And it ends up like there. I like to, with these kind of lines that go up to the edge of the border of the picture, it's kind of nice because you can measure a little bit off of the border. So if we were working on this area here, let's say this is the dark part over here, and if I just measure here, it's like, well, I don't know, 1/15. It's really small, so I just gotta, basically I just mean to use the border as a guide when you have those lines there. Okay, and another thing I'm trying to do is, even though we are using layers, I want to be efficient with the layers, so I don't want to like abuse the layers too much, or I'll try to combine things that can exist on the same layer and put them on the same layer. So I'm just avoiding to make new ones if possible. So for example, this shadow here and this water, if they're not touching each other directly, then I feel like it's okay to put them on the same layer. I'll be more likely to make a new layer for something that touches the border of the other thing. And I also like that this picture has a lot of triangles in it. So yeah, I'm a fan of triangles. So I'm going to try to put a bunch in there. Hello, Tang. Hello, Streets of Zine. Alex Art organized an amazing introductory workshop for artists that worked on Streets of Zine today, and they were introduced to the program. Everybody loved HEAVYPAINT. Whoa, that's awesome. Thank you, Streets of Zine. I'm glad you guys are playing with it. Do you have a link to the workshop, or a link to some information for anybody who's watching? Or actually, I guess you guys aren't allowed to post links, but if you have a website or something that you want people to look at, that would be cool too. Hello, Abi. Hello, Butterponzu. Okay, triangles. We have triangles. We have achieved triangles. I like dark triangles, especially dark triangles. Oops. Okay, so yeah, I like that this picture is still kind of simple. It's not too much craziness. It's just a couple triangles and lines. Let's see. What about this orange? I also like how orange everything is. I'm into this color. Okay, let me get this green stripe in there. I'm gonna put this on a separate layer too, just so we can go crazy with giant brushes. So what you do is you make the mask first, and then you lock with this stencil thing, and then we can go with a gigantic weird crazy brush and do weird stuff. I don't know. Maybe this is not the right texture, but I'll just try it. And then down here, it's kind of like grayish, greenish. So the bottom part of this wall over here is, what is it? Purple, green, yellow, red, orange. There's like every single color in here from the bottom to the top, so that's pretty cool. Even though it's just a gray concrete wall, it's not just gray, because there's all the environment is bouncing into it. So there's lots of crazy stuff happening. So yeah, up here, definitely orange, right? Down here, definitely greenish. Colors. It was a private workshop with artists that worked on our zines, but everyone who was new to the program and really enjoyed learning the tools. They're excited to experiment with everything more. Ah man, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. It's really exciting. Let's see. Personal says, I want to ask, what categories do I draw in this heavy paint? Categories? You can draw whatever you want. There's no rule for what you have to draw. I originally started, well, I designed it mainly for painting outside, but you can use it for anything. Yeah, there's still not too many people using it for other things like concept art, but there are a lot of good figure artists that use heavy paint. It's not just landscape people. Okay. This is super salmon. I love that. Maybe I'll try just using this circle brush for texture today, because it's not really that textural, so you sort of have to make the textures happen in a weird way by, I guess we can make the size smaller, or just think of texture a different way than usual. Okay, what other big blocks am I missing here? Probably this big green bush in the middle. Alright. Let's see. It's pretty, like, electric yellow. It's blinding. Maybe this can go over the other stuff. The other thing I'm trying to do lately is designing the shapes a little bit more. So let's see. So here in the picture, it goes beyond this corner, which, let's try it out and see how that looks. Kind of cool, but I'm not opposed to changing stuff, or I'm trying to be open to changing the shapes if it looks cooler. So I'm just keeping an eye out for, you know, opportunities to do that. I feel like we should be using one of these to get the bushes in, because it might look more bushy with this bushy texture. There's too much color in this texture, so I'm gonna turn down the texture saturation, and also maybe put this on stroke. That way it's a little bit flatter. Okay, and then it gets a little bit darker. I'm trying to treat everything like it's in the light for now, because we're basically gonna chop it off at that corner, so might as well not try to be too careful with that edge. since we're going to chop it off at the end anyway. Here, what if we do like this and then cover it up with the lighter version? Like that. Oh, hey Jaden. Sorry I missed you. Yeah, we popped in and went to eat pretty quickly, but yeah, it was a pretty cool show. I really like the Lena Revo picture paintings, and Angela did some really nice ones too. Well, everyone did nice ones. No, One Raw Artist says, I downloaded the Windows version 2 days ago and still trying to find a time to jump in. Well, if you're watching tonight, just get in here, do a painting. I'm only going to be on for probably less than an hour, so just get a little bit of painting in. Hello, Joe. I don't know how to pronounce properly. Okay, so let's see. Bushes. Green colors always screw me up. Like, they're the hardest to nail down, the green colors, I think. I hope that will improve with time, because right now I feel like green is so difficult. I think I'm getting better with blue and purple and red. Like, I feel definitely more comfortable than a few years ago even. But green still feels like a mess. Like, I'm just guessing most of the time. Oh yeah, and also aqua, like bluish greens are really tough too for me. This kind of blue. I usually end up going too far, or this is like a phthalo blue if you were using regular paint. Phthalo blue is so hard because it's so super strong color. So you just put a tiny bit in and it like completely blows everything out. But it is a very nice color. Really useful color. Ooh. See, that feels wrong. I think I was way too light on this. I don't use black enough, I think. So I'm trying to... Yeah, especially pure black. Barely ever use it. I think probably because my teachers always told me not to just use pure black color. But it's pretty useful. Oh, I forgot who it was in here the other day who was saying that they wanted black and white mode to be back as a button, and we discussed it a little bit and figured out a good compromise for the button, because a lot of new users were when they first opened, they would accidentally hit the black and white button, and it would turn everything black and white. They'd be all confused. So the way we have it now, I just changed this. It's actually not uploaded yet, but it will be soon. But now it's just when you turn this option on in the options menu, it turns on the button. It doesn't actually change black and white mode. It just turns on the control to allow you to change black and white mode, which I think that works for everybody, because then you're never going to turn it on by accident, and it's there if you need it. Because yeah, going into the menu and turning it on and off if you just want to toggle is probably annoying. So I think this will work better. Oh, that was loan. Yeah, cool. So we got it back. I'm gonna upload this version after the stream, I guess. Does the bike trail lead down to Long Beach? I'm not sure. I've never taken it that far. It was under construction for a while. But I think theoretically it should, because yeah, it should just follow the river. Jinyu says, I'm always afraid of using black color for shadow, but lately I use more black because it makes the light pop. Yeah, it does. It's like it makes it more rich somehow. Well, anyway, I feel like I need to experiment with it and just see how it works and understand it, instead of just avoiding it all the time, you know? I need to stop using eyedropper so much. Okay, how about this? If we had 5 minutes to work on this painting, what would we do? See, I can see all this weird stuff happening from back out here, but I can't see when I'm close up. I don't know if you guys can also, if that happens when you're looking at your own paintings. Stuff gets weird when you zoom in too far. It's like you're trying so hard to explain what the thing is in detail when you're so close up that you get totally lost and nobody knows what you're talking about anymore. I think I do that sometimes when I'm trying to like tell a story or something. I will get caught up in details, usually unnecessary details that don't really help the story at all, and then people might lose interest and, you know, go run away before I even finish my story. So, and then that's what happens on my paintings too when I'm too close up. And people have really short attention spans. And they also don't care about things unless they are, I feel like, well, if you're telling a story, you have to be entertaining, for sure. Otherwise, it's just painful for everyone. So I'm sorry that you guys have to listen to my stories sometimes, because I know I'm not the best storyteller. Will I add brush preview? Maybe someday. The issue with the brush preview is that it doesn't work for mobile. Because imagine you're using your finger to paint, which people on mobile version are using their finger, and there's no way for HEAVYPAINT to know where your finger is when you're not touching the screen. So it's kind of pointless for mobile. And I want the experience to be as similar as possible on all the different versions. That, and I'm too lazy to do it right now. But yes, that is a valid criticism that someday it will be fixed. Daniel, I just used the built-in stylus for Note, the Samsung Note phone. And if you've been on the channel, you guys know that I'm a super fanboy of Note phones. I think they're the most underrated art gadget that you can get, and you can find them used on Craigslist and eBay for like $200, $300, and you're getting a phone, a Cintiq, like Wacom. It actually has a Wacom pen. The glass is super thin, so you feel like you're actually drawing on the screen. It's pretty awesome drawing feeling, and it's in your pocket all the time. Like, you can't beat it. So yeah, I always recommend, like, the Note phone is the best thing ever for painting. digitally. I like it. I like painting on the phone more than on a iPad. Actually, it's more comfortable. And it's like what they say about cameras, right? Like, you know, people that the argument between DSLR cameras and phone cameras is, yeah, maybe the phone camera is like 80% as good as a DSLR or 90%, but it's always there. So the DSLR is 0% good if it's not there with you. So the same idea here, but in this case, I think the phone is actually like better than the bigger versions. So it's a win-win, kind of a rare win-win, these phones. Well, I guess another thing to consider too with the phones is like, it depends on your preference if you like drawing small, because I know a lot of people like having a giant sketchbook and drawing with their whole arm and everything, so you probably won't like the phone. But if you like small sketchbooks, then you'll love the drawing on those phones. Actually, it's pretty bright at the bottom. Does it have pressure sensitivity? Yeah, the Samsung Note, it's a Wacom pen. It has pressure sensitivity and everything. It's super high quality. HEAVYPAINT doesn't have pressure on Android yet, but the pen does have pressure. Hello, Quillet. And yeah, exactly. Nakimatic says, yeah, it's like forced thumbnail mode when you're drawing on the phone. It's just awesome. I love phone sketches. Okay, so this is a pretty simple picture. Maybe I'll try to throw in the little pieces of rock, or these little spicy speckles over here. I'm trying to go small. Oops. This is the hardest thing for me too, is like drawing these kind of patterns and trying to make it look random and look good. It's really difficult. So I usually end up just like copying word for word what's already there, but it's probably better to try to design these shapes a little bit. I think it's really hard for humans to make randomness. Like, we are super bad at generating randomness. Because we are all about patterns. Like, we love patterns. We love repetition. So it's very, very unnatural for people to like do something completely random and completely abstract. It always has, it's gonna have like some kind of mechanical bias to it. Could be like the arc of your wrist. That's a pretty strong bias. Like, that's the arc that's the most comfortable for your wrist to move, so you might end up doing those kind of arcs more often than something that's like really weird, and uncomfortable and awkward for your body, I guess, for your anatomy. So you have to be like consciously going against that sometimes. Okay, we put them all in as basically like mask, and then now we can go back with some color. So some of them are more bluish, some are more orange. Some are darker. Yeah, I don't like this trash that I just made here, but let's see, maybe I should probably get some of them going out into the light, because that's probably the coolest part, is when they cross over this little threshold here. And they go full white. And then there's also these darker versions underneath. Well, maybe, actually I think this value that's already there is good. So maybe I will paint around. greenish, actually. River water is green. Right. Alright, I think getting close to my favorite part, which is the line between the shadow and the light right here. That's my favorite part of doing any kind of painting like this with a harsh shadow like that. So this line here is way too crispy, right? And there's a lot of goodies happening here. It's like a little bit darker there, then a little bit more saturated, and then it has a darker line right in the middle. There's just tons of goodies right there. So I need a new layer, I think. And I need, let's go for the juice. The juice right there. Can probably go over the edge a little bit. That's probably too dark. And the wobblier this is, the better, basically. And I want the edge to basically disappear. I don't want any harsh edges on this line. So let me pick a value between this pink and this darker area. Oops. Okay. Then we can trim away the extra. In the water it's pretty sharp. And then it's also kind of interesting that it's still really, really bright in the reflection. Reflection, don't give a fuck. Yeah, that looks kind of weird. Okay. So what about the bushes? The bushes should be even more soft because they're bushy. And let's see. Let's zoom in just for this. So it goes dark green, bluish, then this like, I don't know, more fresh looking green, and then yellowish green. Let's see. I think I'm gonna try on another new layer. And then back here, all the way back there. Actually, it does a zigzag thing. Let me see. It's kind of gonna screw up with the other zigzag. I have to decide which one to redo. Do I redo this one back here? But if I redo this, then I have to also redo that up top. So maybe I'll leave these ones back here alone and redo the bushes. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Just extend it like that. Bushes are killing me. I'm not happy with this zigzag. Dang. I think it needs to be more chunky. Could also try going the opposite way, even though that's not how the light actually is behaving, but as a graphic breakup, maybe this way looks okay. Oh, that looks weird. Okay, let's check the black and white. Oh, that looks so weird up at this area. Oh, this is definitely supposed to be... Is it the same? value. It looks darker to me. Maybe this just needs to be darker. Okay. Oh, that came in handy. Okay, what time is it actually? I've been live for about an hour. 9:50. All right. I think I should wrap this up. It's getting worse now, I think, the more I touch it. So, just last minute stuff, and then call it. But before we go, also I wanted to say that so far the iOS beta testing has been going okay. So far, old paintings are loading in properly, so thank you to you guys who are testing it so far. And if anyone else wants to try the iOS layers version, which is the version I'm using right here, you can sign up for the beta. The link is in the description. I'm still a little bit worried about how it might work on phones, because so far I've tested on iPad, but I don't know if phones or devices with less memory might have trouble, possibly, but we'll see. Can scribbling too quickly in the app cause a crash? It shouldn't. I mean, actually there was some work to fix that stuff recently. So if you're, I don't know what version you're on, but 2052, is it 2052? The 2050s should be a lot better with that kind of super fast stroke stuff, I think. Let me try here. I'm going as fast as I can, but and I know some of you guys are super crazy fast, but I can't get it to crash anymore. So yeah, try 2051, or I'll upload this one after the stream and you guys can try it. Could also be the reference or the resolution too. I don't know what resolution you're at, but I'm at 1920 by 1080 here. Hello, Benjamin. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Charlie. Leader. Yes, these are my photos from the river. But I do paint a lot of photos that are from the internet too. But anything river related is probably my photo though, because I love taking pictures of the river. I don't know about this tower, guys. I think I'm gonna skip the tower tonight. We've done plenty of towers already. But I like this fence though. Okay. Well, thanks, leader. All right. Oh yeah, the layer highlighting is for people who draw on the wrong layer all the time, like me. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. Still happens once in a while, but less. Okay. I think it's done. Which is what I said like 10 minutes ago. Need to actually wrap this one up. You can't draw on the wrong layer if you only use one layer, right? That is the pro tips from Leader. Okay. Alright everybody, thank you for joining in again. If you want to try the iOS version and you have a... What am I saying? If you want to try the iOS version, the link is in the description for the beta. We're testing it now, so let me know if you run into anything crazy, but so far seems to be running okay. I haven't gotten any crazy complaints yet from the beta testers so far. If you are testing it right now, thank you for trying it. Okay, I'll see you next time, tomorrow. Bye bye.